another simple recipe for you. Thanks for joining me. I am super mellow. Krista's like, get out there and make a video. I'm like, this is my second day on fruit. I haven't really had a chance to make any green juice. I just haven't even really been having that much energy because, people call it detox or whatever, but everything's just opening up and there's no stimulants, so it's just like mellow. And it's cool though, because for a long time, I gotta tell you, I've been all pumped up and just tense and acid from all the nuts and stuff. So you get on the fruit, and there's a lot of stuff out there about that, but I'm just saying the way I present it is it's just, this is how I'm doing it. And I've had all the recipes, and I've been, on this raw food thing for 9 years, and before that I was a bodybuilder for 10 years. So the fruit so far up on, this is like the end of day 2, the sun's going down. I've been at peace the whole time. I might not be really amped up with a lot of energy. I've wanted to exercise, but I just haven't had it in me. The body's just resting, and I'm happy. I'm happy as the birds. Listen. Amen. So anyways, I'll put together this little deal for you. I was just going to go straight away, the whole thing. So hopefully I can ain't wrapping too much to get this done. I want to do this for everybody. And so just from the start to the finish, see how easy it is and how simple it is. My favorite recipes in the raw food world are either one, mono meals. I had peas for lunch again today. Peas. That was it. It was the best meal I've ever had in my whole life, and I'm not kidding. I was so at peace because I'm so aware now. Until you set those boundaries and say, I'm just going to eat fruit and green juice, then you go, well, I'm not on any kind of fast, so let's just have some nuts, because it tastes good. The nuts and the salt and stuff your brain likes. I mean, this is what I'll say. I'm not going to say you, but I'm going to say me. The salt and the nuts and the fat and the spices, that's what the brain likes. But the fruit is what the body likes. For me, so far. I mean, I'm never going to tell anybody this is how it is. I always like to approach it as, this is my experience. I don't even have my tools out here with me. This is the way I see it. This is what works for me. This is my subjective experience. So, and my approach is to always accentuate the positive, Instead of attacking the negative, which obviously anyone with half a IQ point can tell that that's never going to work, but it is so much more fun, you know what I'm saying, to attack the negative, because then you get the juice it and you get all this egoism, and it's a lot of fun, right, because it keeps you entertained. But I don't even know where I was going with all that, but yeah, I accentuate the positive. And so fruit feeds the healthy cells. So if you want to get healthy, then you just accentuate the positive. You don't attack the negative. You don't say fruit causes cancer. Fruit doesn't cause cancer, and it may even feed the cancer cells. But you know what you need to do if you've got any of that? If I had cancer, I would eat fruit and green vegetable juices. If I had candida, I would eat fruit and green vegetable juices. Why? Because I want the lymphatic system to operate, and I want to remove the obstructions which the candida are feeding off of. And you know that the fruit is going to dissolve accumulations in the body. If you want to blame anything, blame the complex concentrated carbohydrates and the cooked fats. I mean, the viruses that are candida are, those are the helpers that you want candida in your body. You just don't want it to overtake. So if you don't want to have candida overtake your body, don't turn it into a junk heap. You know what I'm saying? No offense, but a lot of the bread and the grains and the cooked fat, they don't digest very well. They leave a lot of metabolic waste, and then you're calling in the candida to do their job, and that's what they're doing. They're helping you to clean up. The problem is the candida also create metabolic waste. So not only are you stacked up with metabolic waste, but now you've got this candida that's it's throwing out its metabolic waste. So that's what I would do. If I had any kind of disease ever, I would. That's my disclaimer. I would eat fruit, a lot of it, and I would drink a lot of green juice. And that'd be it. And then I would then after that I would forgive everyone for everything all the time, no matter what. And then I would totally unleash myself from the mind. I would just watch the mind. I would let it do its thing, fantasize about women and dream about big dreams of glory and fame, and I'd let it do all that, and then I'd let it get pissed off at this guy and pissed off at that girl for this. But I would just watch it do all that, and I would be like, ha, mind, I'm not you. I'm me. I'm the awareness and the witness of the mind. And these are the higher level things that eventually I probably would get into. But right now, let's stick to the food. What have I been doing? You've been watching, of course, right? Coconut meat and water in the vita-mix. Here we go. Need a lid. And then we'll whoop that up real quick, right? I don't know. Hey, I ain't educated and I don't have a lot of letters past my name. But as far as I know, as far as I can tell, hey, there's an ant in my milk. As far as I can certain, maybe David Wolf wants this. Just kidding, dude. There's only one disease and there's only one cure. The disease, obstruction. The cure, removal of said obstruction. Obstructions in the foods we eat, obstructions in the feelings we feel, obstructions in the mind. And so you can take that however you want, but once it's totally flowing through you, from whatever the way you look at it, the up and the down, the full cycle, that's what the Dan's hoping for. So it ain't just about the food, but this is a cool trip, and I got a lot of experience with it, so I make these videos, and we all get along real good, right? So check it out. This is the 3-ingredient meal. I got bananas chopped up in a bowl, local freshly picked blueberries yesterday, and then coconut milk. And then that's it. Let me tell you what, this is the bomb meal. And then before that I had peas for lunch, about like 40 or 50 pea pods. And then before that I had grapes for breakfast, and I feel great. I'm not super energized, but it's a nice peacefulness, man. And I've been so tight and so tense from all the nuts and stuff and the recipes, and trying to keep up with the social end of this whole thing. And it's like, I'm so glad, because now I can tell everyone, oh, just eating fruits and greens, thank you. Just eating fruits and greens, thank you. And they'll be like, oh, okay, because they all know me, and that's like, they're not going to take me out here or want me to eat this cheesecake or none of these recipes. I'm just going to eat fruit and green juice, because that's the way I've been wanting to live for a long time, because I feel like for me, and possibly for all the other humans, that may be the ideal diet, if there is such a crazy thing as that. But anyways, blueberries, bananas in a bowl, pour the milk over the top. This isn't as thick as I would have liked. There wasn't as much meat. What you might want to do next time is take 1 water and 2 meats, because it's better when it's a little bit thicker. So I hope you guys, like I said, I don't have like overhead cams and stuff like that, but you can hopefully see that it's really pretty. I'm going to go to the garden, grab a couple pieces of kale to have some nice greens to chew on after this, just to keep the teeth good and to get me some nice sodium and some alkaline minerals. And that's going to be it for my day. Probably watch a spiritual video, chill out, and I'll be looking forward to comments and friend requests, and people ask questions, and I love to answer them to the best of my ability about health, because Dan is a channel. He's not doing anything. He just has been through all this stuff, eating raw foods, read the spiritual books, and I get out here and I do these videos, and it comes right through, and it's like joy, happiness, and peace, and I forget time. So I'm here for you, and I gotta get. All right. Peace.